Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to our platform. If you want to apply for a visa called a Schengen visa and you want this visa to be approved because you do not want to study, you do not have money to pay tuition, you do not have enough savings, and you are using the cheapest means possible to migrate to Europe, to the European Union, or to the Schengen area, then watch this video to the end. After I post my video on a Schengen visa to Italy, a couple of people came to me and they were like, they want to understand this concept of travel history. How can they do that? Because they are preparing to apply for Schengen visas, but they haven't traveled before. I will talk about it in this video. Then a couple of people equally said they want to also understand the concept of entry into one Schengen country, where to apply for their visas and stuff like that. I'm still going to talk about in this video. Then some people told me that they don't actually know which embassy is going to give them high approval rate, like if they apply they are going to get accepted. I'm still equally going to talk about in this video. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe below. Subscribe so that you can help other persons to subscribe. That is to say, when you subscribe, you also share the video to us, right? Thank you so much, because this way you are going to encourage me to make more content for you and for the community. Thank you. So today I will talk more about the Schengen visa and how to get your own Schengen visa. We will be talking specifically on how you can apply using the Spanish embassy. Now let's talk first on how to build your strong ties. Like, you want to apply for the Schengen visa but you still do not have home ties, or let me say strong ties. You understand, like building a strong travel history, not necessarily a strong ties, because the ties is what you need to show to the visa officer. Let's talk about the travel history, because without the travel history you are not going to get this visa. This is a fact, guys. You need to get travel history. Now, if you are one of the people who do not have travel history yet and you reside in Nigeria, Ghana, or maybe Cameroon, I'm just using these three countries as an example. So if you reside anywhere around Africa, you can equally pick this information. I will advise you to visit a country that you can get a stamp. All right, like a stamp. They can stamp your passport. Then you exit, they stamp your passport. There are so many countries like that in Africa at a cheaper rate. If you're in Cameroon, you can maybe visit Nigeria, visit Benin Republic, visit Ghana, all right, through the route. You already know that way you are going to get stamps and other places. Then I can say Cameroonians and other nationalities, they should try to visit Nigeria, depending on where you are coming from, Ghana, Rwanda. All right, Rwanda is one popular country as well. You can visit those places to get the stamps. Remember, this thing is not that cheap, somehow affordable, but it's going to help you because you are building your own future. You understand? Then this is when you want to get stamps. Now, there are other countries you can visit that will get you visas on arrival. They can give you visa upon arrival. Cameroonians also check some of those countries. You are not going there to remain. You just want to build travel history. You understand? Then when you come now, you can now enter into the Schengen zone. But first, you need a travel history. You can visit places. Nigerians can visit Lebanon. Cameroonians can go to UAE. Then Cameroonians can go to Mauritius. You can equally go to Maldives. All right, Maldives is a popular place. People are visiting, tourists are visiting, so you can visit there. They will give you visa on arrival. Now, when you've gathered all these things, this travel history, remember I said in one other video about Italy that stamps are not really like travel history, but of course they still have the power, okay, but they rate visas higher than stamps. But of course you've traveled, which means you still have the history. I just want to know if you've left your area, like the place you are, have you left that place to another location? They just want to know that. Now, when you have all these things, that is the travel history put together, you can now start looking at the Schengen zone. Which country do you want to enter? Just as a reminder, there are 27 countries in the Schengen area. There used to be 25. Romania and Bulgaria recently joined, so now there are 27. And I would say, if you want to really apply, you may be putting into consideration which one will give you the higher acceptance rate, and also which one is your country of first destination. If you intend to enter into Spain as your country of first destination, though you are going to visit other countries, you should apply using the Spanish embassy. If you want to visit Amsterdam as the place of first entry, the port of entry, you should apply to the Netherlands embassy. If you want to maybe visit Madrid, all right, as the entrance or your first destination, right, you should apply to the Spanish embassy. But if you want to visit Italy, all right, then let's say you want to visit Milan and you are passing or transiting through Spain, it will make more sense for you to apply at the Spanish embassy. I hope you understand. If you are transiting in any Schengen country, if your flight that you are going to book is going to pass anywhere within the Schengen zone, make sure that is the first area you are entering and make sure that is the embassy you are going to. I hope you get it. It is like that. Some people are equally saying that will equally say that you should go to the country you will spend more time to. It all depends on you. But if I'm you, I will apply to a country where I will spend more time, not a country with a higher acceptance rate, because definitely if you have travel history, you are going to get all these things sorted out. Now you should understand that we are talking about the Schengen visa here, or the Schengen visa, which is the tourist. You can go as a tourist, you can go as a visitor, you can go as a businessman, you can go for medical reasons, you can go for conferences, but pick the tourist option. Now if you want to enter into Spain, or Spain is your first country or the first destination you are going to enter, you are going to be using the service, not the embassy. You are going to use a service called the BLS office or center, and there you have to book an appointment first. Then the appointment, remember there is an appointment fee. Then after that you book the appointment. When you book the appointment, you now show them your documents. Now your documents you are going to be needing include one, let's not waste a lot of time, you are going to go with your international passport, a copy of your international passport. Now this international passport, according to the Schengen zone, it needs to have a validity of 3 months after you've returned from your trip. So if you are going to move and come back on the 1st of August, your passport needs to have September, October, November before it can expire. I hope you get it. So that's the first document you need. Then the second document you need are 2 colored passport size photographs. Now in case you do not know the dimension or the type of let me say the passport size photograph, then you can always check from the BLS center. They will always have photographers there, but sometimes they might charge you more. So the reason why you should get your stuff done before you go to the center is that it may be expensive there. Then the other one you need is the data page of your international passport. The data page of your international passport is very important. That's the page that has your picture, it has your face, okay, your picture, which is your face, your date of birth and everything. That first page, you already know it has all your details, so you print that page out. Then if you have past visas before, also get your past visas ready, because the visa officer wants to see those stamps I mentioned before. You need to also print those stamps and carry them to the embassy. They need it. It's very important too, okay, though it might not be really important like the visa. A stamp is not that big, like the power is not really there, but of course it still shows that you've traveled before, so it's important for you to add them to your documents. Just photocopy, clean the page, like photocopy them. Do not use fake documents, guys. Do not use fake documents. It's very important for you to avoid fake documents when it comes to this. Fake documents will give you will ban you from the Schengen zone for 10 years, and there are so many things you can do within 10 years. Imagine not entering the Schengen zone for 10 years. Where do you want to enter again? So you have to be careful, guys. Then you also need 2 Schengen visa applications. Remember, this video is if you are going to start from Spain, if you want to apply at the Spanish embassy. Every embassy has its own differences, and I mentioned that in the other videos. So if you check the channel, you are going to see this. Okay, these Schengen visa application forms, you are going to find them on the BLS center website. I think I will add a link to link you to the BLS center, and you are going to find the 2 forms there. One is in Spanish, one is in English. So you fill them well in capital letters or small letters, but it should be legible and anybody can read it before you submit. Okay, you will need those passport size photograph to attach on the top right corner of those application form. You also need a travel insurance. Travel insurance, of course, you need it because this is a document that can secure you in case you fall sick. I will advise you to get from Alliance Insurance, or you get from AXA Insurance. Now AXA is one popular insurance company, everywhere. I think it should be everywhere around Africa. Also remember that if you want to get the insurance, you should also put into consideration the 30,000 euros for the Schengen zone rule. But that is not the amount you are going to pay. You are not going to pay the insurance company 30,000 euros, right? So they are going to give you the premium version. Some they charge per day, some they charge per month. But again, not the date. Remember the day you are leaving for the Schengen zone, that is when your insurance start counting. Same thing, they should have the same day, your insurance, your accommodation, and your flights. I hope you get. Like others, you are not, like for the flight, you are not going to pay the flight. You are going to use what they call the dummy flight. That's the ticket. You are just booking a dummy ticket. You can use, I think, is it dummy.com, something like that. But just know that it's a dummy ticket you are going to use. Then equally, you need accommodation. Now for accommodation, you can get it from online. For the flights, you can get from even your friends who work with travel agencies, or you can book it yourself online. Then for the accommodation, you are going to get from booking.com. Now why am I referring you to booking.com? Because with booking.com you can book an accommodation, reserve it. You can reserve even for, I think, for 1 week. It depends. There are so many sites, free accommodation. You can always see if you reserve and you think it's not good, you don't want, you can still cancel it. If you reserve and you think within that day you are not going to, you can cancel it. So use booking.com. This is what I can tell you. I want to tell you that you also need what we call proof of travel plan. But let me talk about something before we talk about the proof of travel plan. Remember, you are going to face you are going to go for interview, right? Because you have to book an appointment and submit these documents. Now on the day of your appointment, please make sure you are yourself. Make sure anything that you have before you should answer them correctly. Definitely you should have all these details already on papers, right? So you should say things the way you can back them up. Do not say otherwise. Like I said, you need proof of travel plans, and in this proof of travel plans you can get tickets, okay, for museums. You need to be able to prove to the visa officer that you have to visit a museum, not so places you have to visit. Just give them more reasons. Tickets for the museums, maybe football tickets, maybe you want to visit maybe a site, you want to go to a particular site for sightseeing. You can equally show tickets for that particular location. You get, sometimes you have to book only what you can, like get what you can just book without doing payment, okay? But definitely when you get your visa, you can always make the payment. Sometimes you may even make these payments when you enter into Spain or any other Schengen country or European Union. There are other places you can like, how can you get these things from? You can check maybe from free walking tour, okay? I'm going to put some links in the video description box that may help you to get all these things done. Then if you want to equally get tickets to sightseeing locations, or maybe to visit sports complex, visit museums, you can go to sandeman.com. You can equally check guru.com. You can check freetour.com, okay? Then you can check free walking tour. But in all these cases, you can just book all these things. You may not necessarily pay for them, but when you book, they are going to give you a ticket. Now in this case, it's going to help you more with your visa approval. I'm just telling you facts. It's going to help you. So please don't even play with this. Now these are some of the documents you need to attach. Then in the case when you want to migrate, you want to visit these places with your family, you can go with original registry and marriage certificates. You can equally add birth certificates. Then if you are going maybe alone, or even if you are going with people, you still need what is called an introductory letter. Now remember I said if you are visiting the Schengen zone, you can equally go into all those 27 countries, but again it has to depend on your pockets. You understand what I mean? So in this case, you need an introductory letter. The letter is not going to be hard. You just need a letter to say things that you are going to be doing on the trip, to show how you will be funding your trip. You explain these things, right? Then you need to explain to them, this day to this day, day 1 I'll be visiting this place, day 2 I'll be visiting this place in Madrid, maybe day 3 I'll be visiting Arc de Triomphe in Paris, maybe day 4 I'll be visiting this place in Venice, day 5 I'll be visiting. So the visa officer have a clear and open mind about you, and also understand that you actually know where you want to visit. You get my point? This is why travel history is very important, because some people will make errors. If you have never traveled, You may not even do your research. You may not even know all these places. But for people who have been traveling, they already know what to say and what to do. I hope you understand. Then now, another thing which is very important is proof of funds. Well, in this case, I cannot say there is a particular amount. Well, but for Spain, the Spanish authority says you should own at least 70 euros per day to spend in Spain. But remember, proof of funds is a 6 months bank statement. Now, the proof of funds, you need to be able to show that you have money that can take you for this trip, then bring you back home. You have at least 1 month rent before you start working again to save. I hope you understand. So you shouldn't just show the exact money that you need. Always try to show a lot of money, too much money. It's very important, because without a lot of money, or maybe too much money, or much money, how did I put it? The visa officer may not believe that you have enough money. They might think that you are going to run away and stuff like that. You understand what I mean? So please give them enough reasons to see that you have money. Then again, if you are an employer, or if you work for somebody, if you are an employee, is it an employee? An employee, if you are working for a company, you show your leave letter. You cannot go on holidays or vacation without a leave letter. Of course, you cannot just abandon your job like that and you go on holidays, right? So it doesn't make sense. So please, your leave letter is very important. Salary slips, very important. Bank statement for 6 months, very important. And your employment contract, very important. So put all these documents. Then for those people who work online, freelancers, I don't know how you are going to explain this now. I don't know how you are going to show evidence, because you need to prove to the visa officer that you work. If you don't work, then you have a business, it's still going to help you. Then if you are retired, your retirement document, if you see, then your bank statement in addition to that. Then if you're a business person, you show your business registration documents, you show your tax documents, very important. Okay, if you have some other details to show that you've been doing transactions, business transactions with people, you bring them together and you are good to go. Then before you know, your visa will be approved. But first thing first, travel experience is very important. Then your visa fee, you understand that in my previous videos I said visa fee has been increased, so you should expect to pay at least 90 euros. Sometimes it varies from embassy to embassy, but for Spain I believe you should be paying 90 euros. I hope this video is going to help you. Please, have you shared the video? Also, I want to see comments below. What do you want to watch next on this channel? I also want to see what you would like. What are your thoughts about this? If you do not want to study, if you do not want to go to school, if you don't have enough money to pursue academic pathway, I think this is a video for you. And remember, you can equally use this and ask for Odoro abroad. I hope you get my point. Till we meet again in another one. Bye.